Holy fuck!
Oh, yeah!
Happy Comic-Con, everybody!
Hey, we're the gas lamp!
Look at this shit, man. San Diego at its finest. Some studio paid a boatload of money to come into a convenience store right off the strip in San Diego and turn it into the Scum and Villainy Cantina, man. Boy, it's great to be back at Comic-Con.
I've been missing it this year, but like to just smell the air and to see the tens and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people makes my heart swell.
Everyone smells pretty and clean like Irish Spring mixed with Prel.
I feel like there's a glitch in the Matrix because that's how we knew they all smelled so good.
Yeah, something must be wrong. You're right. Something's wrong. Welcome to Fat Man on Batman. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Marc Bernard.
And this is Comic-Con 2020, which, like most of 2020, is fucked. This year, the good folks at Comic-Con took shit online, which is nice. Tomorrow, I have a panel at 3 o'clock, I believe it goes online. So don't line up. There's no point. Just start watching at a certain point.
You just get the hamsters that make your internet go like up to speed.
You don't even have to watch it at 3 o'clock. Watch it at like midnight when you're smoking weed and shit. No rush. What are we rushing for? There's no more rush anymore. 3 o'clock, I am moderating the Bill and Ted panel.
Bill and Ted Face the Music.
At 6 p.m. God, you're better at this than me. At 6 p.m., they drop, as the kids say, the Evening with Kevin Smith panel that I do usually every year in San Diego at Hall H, which has a bunch of information in it, including the trailer for Kilroy was here.
Ooh.
Yes, a little horror movie we made a couple of years ago.
Nice.
So you'll be able to see that, Comic Kev action. What about you? Did you wind up moderating stuff, or are you just DC fandoming it?
I am fandoming it. I have nothing to do for this year's Comic-Con.
Don't matter, man. Man, I wish I'd gotten fucking a tug from the fandom. They said fan don't. They said, you're a watcher. I said, that's from Marvel. And they were like, well, then go fuck off and be with Marvel. I was like, man, I said, I'm half a Fat Man Beyond. And they said, not the smart half.
Fandominus Omis. He'll be all right.
Damn it, man.
I'm sorry.
What's it like under the fandom? When does that happen? Do you know? Are you allowed to say?
Like third week of August, I think.
Have they given you any insight into shit?
Not especially.
Have they given you a front row seat to the fandom?
They did, though. That they gave me. They gave me a front row seat, a Magic Lammy to get into the VIP fandom lounge.
Right.
Where they're giving out fandom water and fandom snacks. It's the best part of Comic-Con.
I'm not too jealous. All right, but that's not till August.
That's not till August. So I have nothing to do with the actual Comic-Con.
Comic-Con itself?
And I'm kind of all right with that.
Are you spectating? Are you watching online?
I'm poking in, but like I spend enough time in my life on Zoom calls. Like adding more Zoom calls doesn't feel like the greatest.
That's
thing
what it
in the
looks
world.
like. And also, it's like, man, some of these people just get a ring light. I mean, we've been home long enough now where it's like, you don't have to be Vittorio fucking Storaro to shoot your Zoom, but like throw a fucking light on your face, man. Even I know that. I made Clerks. Yeah, man, Comic-Con 2020 or Comic-Con at Home is happening all weekend. Today, Comic-Con and FYE, the FI shops, For Your Entertainment, dropped, as the kids say, the Iron Bob Pop.
Ooh.
Yet another Kevin Smith pop to add to my collection, and you can add to yours, I guess. That was very, very exciting, and they sold out rather briskly, from what I understand, at least at the Comic-Con site.
When are they dropping the Sleepy Podcaster Pop?
That you know, they gotta wait a few characters, man.
There's a deep roster to get to.
You're like the Lobot of the figures. Like, it's gonna take a few runs before they fucking go, hey, remember Lando's friend?
How many cereal boxes are going to make you eat before you get the Lobot figure?
I was fucking looking forward to that figure too, man. When they I couldn't wait until they made a Lobot, because that was his, like, you know, I had Jay and Silent Bob on the brain then. There was Lando and Lobot. Like, they were buddies, and they always had to travel together and stuff. But it took a minute for them to make it. And then when they did, they made the figure with puffy sleeves, like he was wearing a pirate shirt. Ironically enough, I married a woman whose stepfather, who I've lived with for 20 years, looks a little like Lobot.
Do you think that's why you let him live there? Just so you can walk
No, what I
downstairs?
think is it's taken me this long to be like, I should put some headphones on him.
I know I liked you, Byron.
Do some cosplay and shit.
Turns out you're the lobot of my heart.
Speaking of cosplay, you going to wear anything this weekend? You going to cos it up at home? Now you don't have to worry about getting judged. You can literally cosplay as your wife.
You don't have to worry about getting judged. You don't have to worry about the heat and the sweat and just the packing shit down to San Diego.
Cosplay is the day you were born. Just walk around naked all day long.
Hey, everybody.
This is how I came out. This is how I'm going back in. People are like, what?
I got a tub of KY jelly in the corner. Look at me.
I'm greasy and naked.
Idiotically delicious.
It's Comic-Con.
It's Comic-Con.
This is Comic-Con like no other and stuff. But at least it's still happening. Thank heavens for small favors.
And, we would traditionally, over Comic, we had to skip 1 year, but the last 6 years,
we always do a show at the American Comedy
do a show
Club.
Down there, either Friday
This
or
is
Saturday.
our American Comedy Club show for
really
2020
Hey.
in the Scum and Villainy Cantina. Look at that fucking sweet-ass branding in the back. Well done, kid.
I'm not fucking around.
Is that new? JC? Quick JC cam?
JC's got no mic for his
He was
cam.
ill-prepared.
That's because we're going to watch a trailer later, so I turned the projector on so you guys could turn around and watch the trailer.
That should always be there, man.
It works out with the wide-angle lens for
Yeah.
the social distancing. I like it.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's
Can
a
we
good
put
place
other
to have.
shit up there? Not that Scum and Villainy Cantina isn't worth advertising. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, we can run ads all throughout the show. Bail bonds, shit like that.
Max Cherry's bail bonds.
Oh, man. Fall in love and stay out of jail. This is a year like no other for Comic-Con.
Yeah.
But since we don't have an audience,
No.
you can talk about shit that's not necessarily genre related.
That's true.
You know what I spent all week watching?
Huh.
I May Destroy You. Have you seen it?
I haven't. I've heard it's amazing.
Holy fuck, is
Has
it
it
good.
destroyed you?
It makes me, it's destroyed my will to write, like, because I'm like, Jesus, man, like the bar has been fucking raised in storytelling and stuff. It's good, man. Some good shit.
I saw some Instagram post where she mentions in like a Vulture article or something that she wrote 190 some odd drafts of those scripts. And I
It doesn't show, but apparently pays off because, fuck, it's gripping storytelling. She's wonderful, and the whole cast is wonderful. It's a story you've never seen before about subject matter that, unfortunately, is very real. But, God, it's just so well done, man. It's a high watermark. That's been... It sounds weird to say based on the subject matter, but it's been fun to watch, thrilling, because you're like, my God, look at the fucking walking the tightrope storytelling that she's doing. It's absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I've been still making my way through The Walking Dead.
What season are you on?
I'm on season 10.
Are they cured yet?
No.
Did Carl's mom come back? I always thought they'd rock that. Sooner or later, she'd be like, surprise, you never saw me get killed, so I was alive the whole time.
Carl said he shot him in the face, but maybe just...
You're
let me
like,
go
I
out
got
the
news
back.
for you. Carl ain't coming back. I'm like, what?
No, none of that family really still kicking.
I forgot. Rick's gone, too.
Rick's got too, just the kid.
The whole
Just
fucking story began as the story of Rick and kind of his search for his family.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when, they figured out, they solved the Laura Palmer killing, and then they kept going with Twin Peaks.
Let's do more show. People seem to like it.
Yeah, where he's like, let's just hang out in this town now. It's like, all right.
So yeah, like I think Judith Grimes is the only blood member of that family left.
Right.
And she may or may not be Rick's daughter, so she's just Laurie's kid.
Oh, my God, that's right. She could be. You can't protect a Rick.
That's my seed, Rick.
She could be Shane's kid.
Yeah. And Rick, I think, thought that it was Shane's kid. Rick always believed that it was, but still raised Judith as his own daughter.
They could still pay that off, man. They could be
could.
like, surprise.
Here we go.
Wow. So how has the journey been?
Um,
Last time we checked in, you had it was metaphorical
Mm-hmm.
to the black experience in America.
Yeah, it's still that, I suppose.
You're like more the same.
It's kind of more the same. But like I remember, I had watched the first 4 years kind of regularly. I stopped just before Terminus because I moved and I broke my chain of viewing habits.
Right.
And then I tuned back in for like Negan's introduction because I wanted to see that.
Right.
And then for Rick's final episode. And I still kind of feel the way I felt then, which is I don't know how you end this show in a way that makes the audience feel good about having watched it,
You cure it all.
which it seems they're fundamentally not going to do.
Is that right?
They had always said there's no cure. This is just what it is. It's not. We're gonna like roll up on the CDC, and these guys who have choppers have figured some shit out.
Well, not anymore.
No, no, not with this.
The WHO is probably out as well. We've seen what happens in a true fucking emergency. Yeah, man, that's how I'd end it. You know, most conventional way possible. Like, hey, just fucking next time a zombie comes to you, stick them with this, and it clears up just like that. It's like a dermatologist on a zit. Takes it right the fuck out.
It would be ballsy as hell if they, like, you know, season 11 or 12, they finally spool back and you realize that the reason why there was a zombie outbreak was because Trump was elected and he was managing the pandemic and managed it about as poorly as he managed this one. It's like, oh, zombies took over.
Or that it all starts with COVID and shit.
Yeah. Like, what's the date? The date?
That's pretty. That's wow, man. That is I was going to say that's an M. Night Shyamalan worthy ending, but nowadays we say that is a Jordan Peele worthy ending.
It is indeed. It's got the twist.
It's got a big twist. That's good. That's writing. That's writing right there. That's what you tune in for. You got to see some fucking writing for free right in front of you.
I'll send it into the Walking Dead mailbox.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey gang,
Dear Ryan, look, I'm tight with Robert Kirkman.
Yeah, just let him know some
Be
shit.
like, Mark Bernardin's got a good idea. You're his co-star. You were in a movie with him recently.
I was. We didn't get to talk a lot on the set.
You didn't get to talk at all on the set. Not on camera while it was rolling.
No, I was
It's
silent.
like, don't say a fucking word. We'll have to pay you. Shut up. Just be sleepy.
Do googly eyes.
He was method. He was so fucking bored he started sleeping.
And it was 4 o'clock in the morning.
It was rather late. Nothing's exciting at 4 in the morning. Speaking of which, before it is 4 in the morning on the East Coast, let's get this fucking Comic-Con show rolling, shall
I got
we?
my badges, man.
Look at how adorable this is. He brought a wealth of badges. Hold them up.
I got, let's see, this is 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019.
It's go back to the other shot and then hold them up higher. Yeah, look at them all. He needs all those stinking badges. He's got all the badges. It's like a scene out of fucking Mad Max where in the future having a fucking lanyard and a badge means something. And you're like, I've collected these from the enemies, from the dead.
I feel like Mr. T, whenever he was on the A-team and had to and he had to run, like everyone has to go, come on, Face, come on, BA, we got to get in the truck. And he's got to like hold all of his fucking chains. I'm coming.
All right, man. To be fair, I always saw you as Hannibal. So
well, that's awfully kind of you.
You lead, I follow. And you're going to lead us right into the news.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Happy Comic-Con, kids.
Hey.
Mark has some fucking news. Some of it has to be from Comic-Con, but I imagine some of it happened before Comic-Con because I know there's some fucking news worth talking about this week.
There is.
I know there is.
I mean, we can do the kind of Comic-Con quick pops, or we can just talk about the rumor of the week.
This I didn't even know, so let's talk about the rumor first.
The rumor of the week
is
that Donald Glover is headlining a Lando Calrissian series for Disney Plus.
That's a rumor? I thought that was like fact.
It has not been confirmed by anybody. Nobody went on the record saying that we know it's true. It's
a damn good idea. It better be real. I thought it was real.
It's not. It has yet to be reported as real, but lots of this Star Wars Insider says, heard from a trusted source. And
what does Bantha Track say? Oh, look. Look, there he is. There was a picture up there. Go ahead, stick that photo back up.
Oh, look at it.
He's playing Sabak.
God, I want that show.
Everything you've heard about me is true. That's a no-brainer, man. Look, in a world where Mandalorian is fucking working like gangbusters and whatnot, I think Disney, and in a world where we're all going to be inside anyway for the next fucking 100 years, Disney wisely has been like, let's take Star Wars inside. Let's take our ball and go inside. And so we're going to get a host of Star Warsian series, man. It's like everything my fucking 7-year-old self dreamed about. Why can't we watch Star Wars Adventures on TV right now? Now?
It's all you're going to get.
It's all we're going to get. I hope... I'm not going to say it's a rumor. That's fact. I don't know anybody, but how can that not be fucking true? That idea makes so much sense.
Here's the sourcing of said fact.
Okay.
Earlier today, a tweet from the Star Wars Stuff account cited YouTube podcast Kessel Run transmissions for the news, which doesn't seem like ironclad.
No, but
But
look, it's good enough for me. This show's based on specious logic, rumors, and suspicions. So
the good enough for me.
if you want hardcore facts, go watch Grace Randolph. Is that her name?
That is her name.
She talked to Zack Snyder.
Yeah?
I was sitting there watching that going like, shouldn't we be talking to Zack Snyder? Good for her. She's great at her job. We're fucking also rans. We're has-beens. We're never wases.
We're aggregators.
We're passionate is what we are.
We have love.
We may not have talent or connections, but we got passion, goddammit.
We got gumption. You were going to say something, JC? You looked like
I was going to say, you want to hear my pitch for the Lando? Just the storytelling device?
Fuck yes.
You have...
Look at this shit. Hold on. Back to us real quick. This never happens. JC's pitching.
In Solo, you have Lando doing his vlog, right?
Yes.
The Lando Calrissian diary. You have Billy D as old Lando going back and reviewing his old blogs, and each of the blogs is the story that you get to see. So you
Tales from
use
the gold monkey. But
yeah, you use
Put the camera on us. Ready? Oh, fuck. I don't carry money anymore because it's a cashless society. If I had some, I would throw it down and say, fuck you, take all my money. That's a great idea.
You could film all of Billy D in like an afternoon,
Done.
and he just frames Donald Glover's adventures.
Yes, very much like Tales of the Gold Monkey. Or Young Indiana Jones Chronicles
Young Indiana Jones.
to some degree.
Lucasfilm has gone
They've
to
already
this well
got
before.
that. Yeah, they're like, fucking, we're just going back to the well.
Like, can we just put Billy D in a cabin and just have him like by the fireside? I remember when I was 21.
It didn't even have to be just Billy D. You could fucking give him Chewie as well. He could be sitting there with Chewie.
A lot of subtitles, though.
No, man, because he's translating. He's
Oh,
always
Billy
like,
D's
well,
doing the
Chewie, of course. How you doing, Chewbacca?
I remember when I was running the Kessels. You know it, Chewbacca.
There's a really nice shout out in Solo when he called him Han. And he's like, it's Han. Because remember when he's choking him in Empire and he's just like, Han, there's still a chance to save Han. I saw a factoid online this week that nobody on set corrected him. Nobody was like, no, it's Han. He said
Don't
Han.
tell Billy D.
Yeah, and they were just like, that's the guy from Lady Sings the Blues.
He
I'm not
will
going to correct
fuck you
him.
up.
I'm not going to correct that man. He's a legend.
Bingo Long will cut a bitch. Don't tell him that.
Bingo long. Okay, so
Yeah,
one.
I mean, the only reason I feel it's not even suspect because we just don't know.
Right.
The long shot of it is getting Donald Glover to do a TV show.
It's not a TV show. If after you've seen The Mandalorian, you're like, oh, that's not just TV. It's HBO, my friend. It's not just HBO. It's Disney Plus.
Yes, it's Plus.
Plus, at the end of the day, they back up the money truck.
Yeah.
Like, why not? He had a good time playing it. He can define that role, make it his. He's no longer busy doing a Deadpool cartoon, so
No.
let him go, man. That's a no-brainer to me. Make that show. More Lando.
More.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I was almost there.
I know.
You were almost there.
I know,
I got there early. I came before you did.
It was row your boat shit right there.
It was. Staggered singing.
Campfire song.
That's what we do here on Fat Man Beyond. Staggered singing. Row your boat gently down the stream.
Row your boat
Merrily,
gently down
merrily,
the stream.
merrily, merrily, life
Merrily,
is but
merrily,
a dream.
We did it!
We kind of did it. You
I
fucked
know.
it up. It was
I
an
fell
easy
apart.
one, too.
I failed my cognitive exam.
Person, woman,
Man,
woman,
TV, camera.
camera. All right.
And now the Winter Soldier is active.
That's awesome. I hadn't heard that one. All right, so we hope this is true. It better be true because, fuck, we need a hero.
Give me a little
I'm holding
sunshine.
on for a hero, as they said in that song.
Indeed. All right, let's get into the Comic-Con business. We have... They had a New Mutants panel.
Not only did they have a panel, but they put some footage up online.
They dropped the opening scene to New Mutants as well as a new trailer.
The
Apparently,
what?
they think this movie's still coming out.
When?
Supposedly August 28th. But
man,
the beginning of the trailer, like, literally just runs through all of their previous release dates.
Why are they playing just the tip? Like, if you're willing to put the first scene up, just fucking put it on. I'm not even saying put it on Disney Plus. Make it transactional. Fucking put it on iTunes, like Trolls and shit like
VOD.
that. It's just fucking nuts at this point. Like, I'm sure they made that when Arya Stark was like a child.
Yeah.
And now she's like 42. So they made it a while ago. Poor old Josh Boone, man, who had a huge success with The Fault in Our Stars. And then he's like, I'm going to reinvent fucking X-Men through the horror movie prism and put out a couple cool trailers. The one we're about to see, I thought they had some cool ass imagery in this fucking trailer and stuff. But then this movie just got they fucked over and over again. It's like, we're going to double down on the fuck you card. Everything that can go wrong. This is the Job of comic book movies, man. Constantly being put to the test by the Lord just to see what its faith is like. And yet, still, the audience wants to see it. I bet you it'd be a hit if they put it on transactional VOD.
I mean, yeah, because we don't have anything else to do.
Yes, there's literally nothing else to watch. What are they holding on for? Like, again, when they open theaters in America again and stuff, people aren't going to flood back like they did. There's going to be social distancing rules and shit like that. Like, is New Mutants a movie that people are like, you know what? I've been locked in my house for 6-8 months, maybe a fucking year. That's the one I'm fucking breaking quarantine for or something. You know, not before like a Tenet or a Black Widow or some shit. Yeah. But, here, Bill and Ted announced they put up a new trailer.
Yeah.
And announced their VOD September 1st.
Yeah. I mean, it's theaters, that's day and date. Theaters and VOD,
It's
same
a
day.
Keanu fucking Reeves movie, man. Like, you could easily be like, we're going to hold the fuck out because when we go to theaters, we're going to rake in all the money because not only is it Keanu Reeves, but it's your childhood. It's nostalgia. Oh, shit, this will be a mask-worthy movie. And these cats did the right thing. I don't know who it is, MGM or fucking, who's got that movie? Warner Brothers? I think I saw a logo at the head of the movie.
Yeah.
But like, they were like, you know
STX,
what? We're going to let you watch it instead of like making you wait a year to see it. And that movie, I've seen it. It's going to hit the sweet spot at home. Oh my God, it's going to play through the roof at home and stuff. And
it's a lower roof because you're at home.
And you're going to watch it with friends and family. It's going to be a sentimental journey. Some cats will finally get around to watching it at 3 a.m. and roll a fucking tear because they're like, I remember fucking watching this when I was a kid and shit. I love it. Like, and to be like, look, we're not being precious. We know the world has changed. Here it is. You can watch it at home transactionally. Yeah, so fucking smart.
You know that you at this point really need a little be excellent to each other in your lives.
This movie, I'm telling you, will be a welcome balm or salve on the wounds of 2020, particularly at home.
Yeah.
It's going to have it's going to be embraced. You talk about being amongst the right people, like finding your right audience. They're sitting at home wanting to fucking watch something, and this movie is going to absolutely tickle their fancy.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think about New Mutants is there must be some ironclad clause in a contract demanding that there's a theatrical release.
We'll do what Bill and Ted are doing, man. Yeah. Fucking day and date, where you're like, hey, look, it's on. Yeah. You could see it in a theater, but let's be honest, you can watch it at home.
Yeah, or like
Why won't people listen to us?
We know most things.
Yeah, we don't have any of the information, but we sure know what to do.
And like there seems to be now, especially in the last month or so, a resurgence of drive-ins.
Yes.
Where it's like, you know what? Maybe there's 200 drive-in screens now that didn't exist before.
You went to one recently, right?
I went to go see Independence Day like last weekend, and I went to go see Black Panther last night.
Where?
Simi Valley.
Is it a real screen or a blow-up screen?
It's a blow-up screen. Street Food Cinema puts it on, so you got a couple of food trucks there, and you can just tune into your fucking FM station. And
That's what you do.
And it was a really good time out at the movies. Now, is it because I haven't been to the movies since like February? Partially.
Right.
You know, have I seen these movies before so I don't feel overly bad about skipping out and beating traffic for the last 5 minutes? Yeah, I know that fucking Will Smith is going to kill these aliens. I know how that goes. We welcome them to Earth already. But you still fucking like to just roll out, sit in the open fucking sky, windows down, watching a movie. It was lovely. Like, if there's 200 theaters, 250 drive-ins in the country, sure, do that for New Mutants, but also put that shit on VOD.
Agreed. I'm having a birthday party August 3rd at the drive-in. Tickets are already sold out, so there's no point in talking about it. But I just wanted to co-sign the drive-in thing. It's a smart fucking plan, man. Like, put it out. Just do what Bill and Ted are doing. Do what Bill and Ted. Ain't no shame in being like, hey, that's a good idea. Let's fucking do that. Because Bill and Ted, they just stole the idea from Trolls. Yeah. So do that. Do what everyone else is doing, man. There's a certain caliber of movie. Look, if I hadn't taken Jay and Silent Bob, like if Jay and Silent Bob reboot was yet to come out and shit, I'd be like, oh my God, this will be welcomed at home and shit. You could rule the roost at home.
I mean, Hamilton was supposed to be a theatrical release. Like, Disney paid $75 million for the rights to that,
right,
guaranteeing that it was going to have a wide theatrical release. And then they looked at it and said, you know what? Turns out, at this moment, fuck it, Disney Plus.
It's also smart because you could do two versions of that. You could do the one they just did where you're shooting the production on stage, and then you can make a movie version, like where you're not on a proscenium or anything like that. So there's another bite at that apple, big bite at that apple still left to be had. But that being said, putting the one on Disney Plus was absolutely brilliant. They signed up a bunch of new subs.
Do it over 4th of July weekend when everybody's feeling kind of patriotic. Like,
and everybody, like right now, nobody has any complaints about Disney Plus. They give you The Mandalorian. They give you fucking Hamilton and stuff. Like, it's smart play. So again, I'm not saying they should put New Mutants on there. Like, just, I'll pay for it. A bunch of people will pay for it, man. Like,
yeah, I have a feeling that that's going to be a lot of the way the fall shakes out. Which is, the longer we're in this, especially in the West Coast and in the sort of the Sun Belt, it's going to be longer than we thought it was going to be before we get to go back to the movies, especially in force and en masse the way that Hollywood would like us to.
Yeah.
So, like, fuck it, just let them have it. Like, and we'll pay for it. Like, I'll happily pay $20 to go see Black Widow. Yeah. At home.
Well, not that one. Then that ain't gonna happen. They're gonna hold on to that. Tenet, Widow. Fucking, Fast 9 or whatever.
Well, those things they already pushed until next year. I mean,
2021, right?
Yeah, I mean, Fast 9.
Wonder Woman, have they moved that officially?
Wonder Woman is October of this year.
They're still holding that hope.
They're still holding that hope. There's still a handful of movies that are holding the hope, but like at some point, Tenet is going to open internationally before it opens domestically.
Is that for real?
It's for real because Warner Brothers wisely is like, listen, there's other countries, there's other parts of the world that have this coronavirus under control. And so, yeah, we can play in...
America is about to be taught the most bitter fucking lesson, which is how to wait for a brand new release. But to be fair, they've done it a few times with Marvel movies, right? Like where it opens there 3 days
Bond
before.
Movies have done that.
Bond movies, too.
The bigger international, you know what? We'll hit Australia, we'll hit the UK, and we'll hit wherever, and then we'll do the domestic release. But it's only a couple of days. This is going to be a couple of months at best.
Ooh. How many people do you think are going to get on a plane just to go see fucking Tenet?
They won't. Because, according to Andrew, they can't.
That's true. We're not welcoming anybody's country right now, are we?
No. There's a metaphorical wall between us and everybody else. But I have a feeling...
one of the many moments in my life where I was like, fuck, man, I wish I was friends with Chris Nolan. Because I'd just be like, can we watch Tenet together?
Can I just come to your house?
Yeah, he must have a movie theater. That guy who's always like, Phil, motherfucker, he's got a movie theater in his house. Like, how about this? It's like, Chris, if I was fucking tight enough with Chris and Quentin to be like, Chris, let's go to Quentin's house. He's got a 35 millimeter theater. Yeah. We go watch it at Quentin's house. Eat his fucking food.
We'll go to
smoke his weed.
New Beverly. Like, there's nobody in the New Beverly.
Not going to the New Beverly. You can't smoke there. At Quentin's home theater, you can smoke weed. I've done that.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm just dropping names left and right now. Point of the story is I don't know Chris Nolan.
No.
But if I did, I would totally ask him to see that movie.
And the fear that I'm sure Warner Brothers and Nolan has is that once a movie is out theatrically...
Do you know how you lose Chris Nolan as a friend? You go like, hey, man, can you send me a link for Tenet?
just want to watch it. On my phone.
I don't know where to begin to tell you what's wrong with that. Well, you can't watch it on a phone. I was like, oh,
Whatever.
come on. It's just a movie.
It's like, I'm going to pirate it just so I can watch it on my phone. But that's what's going to happen. Like, once it releases overseas, there's going to be pirated copies kind of out there in the world on the ether. And they're concerned about that for sure. But they're also not willing to just leave
all that
hundreds
money
of
on the
millions
table.
Yeah, which, you can
They got to
still
make
get
it back. You got to remember, didn't they make a Justice League? Didn't they rush into Justice League? Because they're like, we got to get our benefits taken care of. Remember that story and shit?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, this is a company that's like, we got a lot of money sitting on this tenant thing, man. We got to start bringing some of that money back in.
Yeah, we lay it out a lot. We got to start bringing it in. So that'll happen. New Mutants. Still, like, we should probably take a look at this trailer, given we've been kind of talking about New Mutants for a while.
I've seen it, but this will give me a chance to go get a drink, and I'll watch. I'll watch again. But I'm all for this movie, man. I think it looks fucking dope. This trailer I thought looked really dope. The fucking like villain things, the screechy looking mouth, like, whatever they are. Like, I thought they looked really dope.
Well, let's take a look at it.
Let's take a peek, man. New Mutants.
There's an old Native American proverb that says, inside every person there are two bears, forever locked in combat for your soul. One bear is all things good, compassion, love, trust. The other is all things evil, fear, shame, and self-destruction.
What's happening? We have to run! As fast as we can! Wait! Don't let go of my hand!
What's happening?
Here, hide here. I have to go help them.
No, Dad, please. Please don't leave me alone.
Danny, I have to go back. Stay here. Hey! Run! No! Come on! Run! No!
All of you have killed someone. If you weren't here, you'd be in prison. Or worse. And you mutants are dangerous. We know. This place takes your greatest fear and makes you live through it.
Ooh, scary.
What are you doing?
Gotta get better someday.
Even there!
Let's play a game.
fucking dope. I think that looks awesome. Like, why are they hiding that? I don't get it.
I think it looks better than I expected it to look.
Yeah,
Although I will
agreed.
say, I am officially done with the trope of running through the forest and trips. Like,
That's what you walk away from that trailer with?
yeah, a little bit. Like,
Not when she's like Demon Bear, like the fucking Demon Bear saga and
That is
shit.
kinda
Like
cool.
moments like that.
the
Watching
magic stuff
Magic's
is,
arm turn
The
on.
magic stuff is pretty sweet.
It's really fucking dope,
But yeah,
man.
but that whole opening scene, I'm like, you know what? Just,
It's
yeah,
cool. I mean, it's tough to see here, but like when she wakes up and looks up, and then you see Arya Stark in the
Wolfsbane.
Yeah, fucking Wolfsbane up in the. Oh, that's so fucking dope. I think it looks original. It looks like a clever way to do the mutants like through a horror prism. I can't wait. And those fucking bad guys with the big like fucking mouths and shit.
The big anime smiley.
Oh my god, they
Death
look
Note faces.
Yeah, that looked fucking dope. Give us that goddamn movie. Good for them, man. Is the internet liking it?
The internet seems to be pretty on board.
Good.
Although it's one of those. I was also on board last year, and I was also on board the year before.
Yeah, that's
that.
the running gag with that movie.
Yeah, like I think the original release date was like
At this rate,
2018.
Josh Boone, he's doing The Stand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stand gonna be done and out before before we ever get to see New Mutants.
There you go.
That looks good, man. I'd pay money to see that. Cash money. Give me $40. Let me watch that.
I would Apple Pay. I would give them Apple Pay money.
$40 in Apple Pay. What would you do? Top price.
Top price $20.
That's a lot. This guy, he's stingy.
I'm a little stingy.
$20. This is a mask-worthy movie. All right, what else we got?
So yeah, New Mutants coming out the 28th. G4 seems to be coming back.
I saw that. I was kind of delighted by that.
Yeah, like
I mean, never. You know, it made sense. I guess it didn't ever make sense why it went away, but like gamer culture's fucking huge.
Yeah, I saw a tweet from a screenwriter named John Rogers who was like, "Leave it to the galaxy brain of corporate media to shut down a network devoted to the largest economic sector of entertainment, video gaming, in an attempt to chase something cool like the Esquire channel."
Is that what they did?
That's eventually what it became.
Will Attack of the Show come back?
Nobody knows. Like, there's so little information about this beyond the teaser that they dropped.
I was gonna throw my hat in the ring to be host, but they probably don't want another white guy. Probably gonna be something a lot different this time around. But I want to be on that show.
There you go.
I used to love being on that fucking show.
Roving correspondent, Kevin Smith.
There you go. I'll take that. I was just talking about being a guest, but fuck yeah, I'll take a temporary gig, like every other week or something like that.
Right?
G4. They're like, who are you?
Who are you?
You know?
What are you?
Oh yeah, it's the Cheech and Chong guy.
Yeah.
God damn it, no. James Silent Bob. That's exciting news.
That is exciting news.
If G4 could come back, we could all come back.
We can. The Boys had a big panel. They've been dropping like clips and trailers and all
Getting
that
ready
stuff.
for season 2. When does it begin?
Season 2, I think it's soon. It's within like the next month and a half or so. September,
Can't wait
I
to
believe.
fucking binge that, man.
But they also got a season 3. They picked it up for a third season before the second season aired
Smart.
because that's where we are in the world.
Smart. I mean, Jesus, I don't know when they're going to be able to film it. But yeah, I would have fucking hired him for 5 seasons off the strength of that first season, man. And the cliffhanger alone, that shit was so brilliantly done. I look forward to that, man. Is there a date or no?
There is a
JC,
date-
when does it happen?
there
The
is a date for the
Boys.
second season.
I want to say August something.
All right.
Pressure's on because the camera's on you. Camera was on him. There you go. Let him sweat it out. This is what you get for not having faster fucking internet.
Yeah.
The whole internet's staring at you. Here, all the YouTube comments are about to turn vicious.
When can I watch season 2 of The Boys?
He's
This
hot
is-
spotting to his phone.
Are you literally asking Jeeves? Oh my God, JC.
I've been clicking on them, and they're all like, "You have to accept our cookies."
Are you watching the comments? I'm sure somebody will put it up in the comments.
Yeah, let's see what the
section.
comments say. September 1st.
There you
September
go.
4th. The
All right.
comments don't know either. The beginning of September.
September.
There it is.
I will stick with my waffly September. But yeah,
What a
third
well-produced
season,
show. You just saw behind the scenes and
fucking like well-oiled Swiss watch.
totally,
this
man.
show is.
It's like watching Kathy Lee and Hoda. That's done now, isn't it? I guess it's not
is.
like watching that at all.
So third season, they got to pick up. Aisha Tyler's going to be hosting an after show on The Boys.
Really?
Everything needs an after show.
Why not us?
Because we're not Aisha Tyler, man.
I know, but I'm fucking tired of that. Hearing that.
I don't want to break it to you, but
Everything I try to do, man, I try to make a movie though. You're not Aisha Tyler. Try to have sex with my wife. She's like, you're not Aisha Tyler. Just
once.
one time, I want somebody to be like, you know what?
We are not
Today, you are Aisha Tyler. I'm like, fuck.
Or you find the one place like, you know what we don't want? Aisha Tyler.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn it. I'd go out in the street, throw my hat up like Mary Tyler Moore. Be so happy. All right, what else is happening?
There is a new Star
You know why we're not getting asked to fucking these cool gigs? Because I drop references like Mary Tyler Moore.
She's going to make it after all.
Yeah, people are like, what is he talking about? He's having a stroke. Move on. Don't invite him on Attack of the New Show.
He should know Aisha Tyler.
He ain't no damn well. They've been saying that for years. They say that's what broke him, realizing that he was no Aisha Tyler.
Star Trek, they have their panel on
I saw a little
Thursday.
piece of their cartoon.
They have 2 cartoons, it turns out.
Lower Decks.
Lower Decks.
Is
they
that
have-
up now?
Not yet. That's August. That's in
I
like 3 or
saw a
4
funny
weeks.
clip from what looked like the opening of the show. I was like,
Yeah, that
first
looks-
like 2 minutes of the show.
Yeah, it looks kind of fun.
It was by the guy that does Solar Opposites with Justin Roiland. And Solar Opposites I fucking loved.
Yes,
so I'm going to give Lower Decks a watch.
But they have a kids animated show coming to Nickelodeon called Star
saw
Trek
that.
Prodigy.
I saw that.
Yeah, the Star Trek brand is stronger than ever.
Is the Prodigy like Kirk, Spock, or this just the next generation?
I think it's the latter. I think it's next.
They're like, let's move beyond the old names.
We're already getting Spock on Strange New Worlds.
All the Spock.
All the Spock.
So they're going to start Spock blocking on this cartoon. Like, too much Spock, man. You're Spock hungry. Put the Spock down, you Spock sucker.
Too many of these Spock blocking beats.
Um,
Old man.
Did you know about very much? Did you know about the Prodigy show? You as a Picard insider, you're in Star Trek country.
I'm in Star Trek.
On the
Landia.
undiscovered country. Thank you. Reference.
Yes, on the Final Frontier BBS system, I got a little. Hey, there's another show. I didn't actually. I have a couple friends who wrote on Star Trek Prodigy who were like, I hope they announce our show.
So, do you know what it's about?
I have no idea what it's about. They wouldn't tell me.
What kind of fucking friends are these that wouldn't say nothing?
Ones who want to keep their jobs.
Fuck. Just know that I'll never be that kind of friend to you.
You're a good man.
I'm
Charlie
happy
Brown.
to fucking spill all the beans and stuff.
Are these mics on?
Yeah. Before the show. That was me fucking giving my opinion on things, and I was like, wait a second, make sure the mics are off.
Are we going live? What's happening here? That is all of the Comic-Con news that I have.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, there was not a
Comic
ton.
can't. Nothing really
Comic-Con.
happening yet.
Well, all right, one more thing.
Okay.
Robert Kirkman is making an Invincible cartoon.
Yeah, for
On
Amazon.
And it seems that he is just literally giving everybody who was on The Walking Dead a role, on it,
Oh.
which is kind of lovely. But
sweet.
it's starring Stephen Yeun, J.K. Simmons, and Sandra Oh. Stephen Yeun is playing the lead. And like
Stephen Young is playing Supreme?
he's playing, no, this is Invincible.
Not Supreme. What is it called? Invincible?
So no, he's playing blah, 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 blah. Marc Grayson. His father, Omni-Man, is J.K. Simmons, and his mother is Sandra Oh. But yeah, they cast Lauren Cohen, Chad Coleman, Michael Cudlitz, Lenny James, Ross Marquand, and Sonequa Martin Green are all joining the cast.
Wow. It is a reunion of
Yeah.
sorts.
And Carrie Payton is already on board.
And I think I saw Seth Rogen too, right?
Yeah, they had already announced Zazie Bates, Walton Goggins, Mark Hamill, Jillian Jacobs, and Seth Rogen.
Mark Hamill.
That guy gets around.
I'm working with that cat.
What's he like? What's he smell like?
He's got a force about him. His midi-chloridians are high.
Are they?
Yeah.
He doesn't shower
Or
much.
maybe I was high. What else we got? That was it for Comic-Con news?
That was it for Comic-Con news.
Real fucking depressing, man. You want some real news? tune into Comic-Con tomorrow at 6 o'clock for the Kevin Smith panel. You'll get all sorts of news. And even before that, you can watch the Bill and Ted panel at 3 o'clock.
Indeed. Here is the thing that I've been captivated by kind of all week since I first saw this news item.
Okay.
About the Russo brothers.
Yes.
You know those two gents.
Know them, love them. Spoken to both of them in real life and told them how fucking much of a fan I am of their work and what they did and how their work makes me happy and, you know, brings my dad back to life when I'm sitting there in the theater watching that shit. So, yeah, I know these guys.
You know those guys. The 4 Marvel movies they made, you know, seemed culminary, if that's an actual word. Between Winter Soldier,
seemed done.
They seemed done. Like, you know,
and really said we're done.
It's like this is the story you wanted to tell.
What's their production company? Agbo.
And you
Seemed
know,
like
making extraction stuff, and
they just made a fucking movie deal with Gosling and
for the
Chris
Gray Man
and Chris Evans.
Yeah,
for what is it? The Gray Man. So yeah, they're in the Netflix biz. The Marvel days behind them.
Marvel days
right,
behind them. Except
what?
That was really good.
Thank you.
I like that. In a recent interview, they dropped a couple of hints about what an eventual return to the MCU might look like for them. Namely, they want to do Secret Wars.
So if that was your, Infinity Saga that the next movies we're leading up to, I'm all for that, man. And I'm all for giving it to those dudes. We already saw a version of it in Civil War.
Yeah.
Like, look at these guys versus these guys. Holy shit. Heroes on hero action. It's hot. So hot. These heroes are touching each other.
Oh, sexy.
Up and down. Throwing shit at each other's faces, necks, and chests.
Indeed.
I'm all for that. Look, even if the Russo brothers are like, we're going to come back and make, fuck real Marvel. We're doing the Marvel New Universe. Remember that relaunch?
Hey.
We're making Sonic Disruptors. There. I'd be like, I'll fucking watch anything those guys do.
They were talking to a site called Bro Bible about just their sort of long-held love of it ever since they read the comics as kids.
Of course. Everyone loves Secret Wars.
But, Joe says, I love the idea of villains having to team up with heroes. Anthony and I like complicated relationships between heroes and villains. We like villains who believe they're heroes in their own stories, so it all sort of built into this notion of Secret Wars. To execute something on the scale of Infinity War was directly related to the dream of Secret Wars, which is even larger in scale. It would be the biggest movie you could possibly imagine. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got nothing to say because I just literally cummed in my pants. Because I can't imagine the biggest movie ever made, and it looks so good. You basically take the portal sequence from Endgame, 2 hours of portals.
portal.
It's just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. 2 hours of like everyone picking up the hammer. Everyone. All your favorite heroes.
Well, the upshot is that
Howard the Duck picks up Mjolnir.
Jonathan Hickman rebooted the Secret Wars a few years ago, and in his version of the Secret Wars, there's a multiversal aspect to it. And if you suddenly start playing with a multiverse, and you suddenly start playing with a battle world where they're pulling heroes from everywhere across multiverses,
an Iron Man could fight an Iron Man, and you could bring Iron Man back.
You can absolutely bring back every hero who died in the last couple of movies.
Oh my God, and they have to fight bad versions of Tony Stark from a different world where it's like a dystopian universe where he's like ironclad.
Ooh, nice.
Thank you. I just made that up. Copyright Kevin Marc on somebody else's IP.
Funko Pop coming soon.
Look for it at FYE stores near you.
Or you just get like the Tony Stark who never built armor, who has to show up. Or you get,
fuck that version. Let's do that version from hell, man.
You can have
Tony Stark, the Lord of Hell.
That's also cool.
Yeah. Iron Satan. Man, I want that to be so true. And none of this 10 years from now, I want that next summer.
I want COVID to go away.
Yes.
And start Brexit right now.
Look, if anything's going to fucking cure COVID, it's the Secret Wars right there. If those dudes sign up for fucking, they announced, Kevin Feige was like, look, fuck it. We're just throwing it out there. 3 movies from now, Secret Wars. Russo's coming back. Every fucking character ever fighting dystopian alternate reality versions of their fucking characters. It instantly cures COVID.
Okay, here's what you have to get, though. Everybody stays in the house. If you don't stay in your house and if you don't wear your mask, you don't get a Secret Wars.
You had to turn it into a Jordan Peele, M. Night Shyamalan type joint. But you know what? He's right. That's how you get the Secret War. Listen to us making rules. We don't even have fucking rules to make. That's how you get the Secret Wars, by washing your hands, staying inside, wearing a mask.
If you loved us, Kevin Feige, this is what you would do.
You have the power to cure COVID.
You alone can change the course of history.
Speak the word. First came the word, and the word was Secret Wars.
He whoever lifts this hammer shall be worthy.
Shall cure COVID.
Shall cure COVID.
Fuck, I hope that's true. God damn it, I hope it's true. I thought they'd be building toward like Galactus because, Fantastic Four or something, but build towards Secret Wars. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it also, it makes sense because Doom was a big part of both Secret Wars 1, Secret Wars 2, and then, Hickman's version of Secret Wars. You got to have Fantastic Four for that. And now they have Fantastic Four.
Maybe that's how
for
you
that.
introduce a lot of
that's
IP. Mutants as well.
Mutants as well. Like all of that is the culmination of all of that shit. And then you get to introduce your own version of Venom because you get the black suit, you get the symbiote out of the Secret Wars. And so then Tom Holland, Spider-Man 4, fucking yeah.
We're in charge, as you can see.
We're making it all happen.
Marc's just Kevin Feigeing it out loud. Feigeing as he goes.
Pulling it out of my pensieve.
Fuck, man. Could you imagine? I wish I was real good friends with Kevin Feige.
Because go to his house and
just be like, tell me a story. And when I say tell me a story, I mean tell me the Marvel Cinematic Universe story for the next 10 years.
Yeah, just tell me the story.
Yeah. Where's it going?
Yeah, just let me know. I'll come to your screening room. We'll watch. I'll call fucking Nolan. He'll bring Tenet.
Call my boy Nolan. We can go hang out at Quentin's screening room. And you just tell us, you stand in front of the room and just tell us what's going to happen for the
Tenet
next 10
will be
years.
playing behind you.
Oh.
And you don't get to watch until you finish telling your story.
Let me tell you something. I wouldn't even look at Tenet. I'd be staring at Kevin Feige going, what happens after Master of Kung Fu?
And then?
Nova! Shit like that.
Like a 6-year-old. And then?
Yeah, protect that Kevin at all costs. This Kevin before that Kevin in terms of sacrifice. If we have to start killing and eating Kevins to cure COVID, I volunteer most of my body, except for the parts I need to watch Marvel movies, to be taken. Please leave Kevin Feige alone.
Sir, all Kevins matter.
Thank you. My mom felt that way. So nice that you feel that way. What other news we got?
We just have a couple of assorted release date shifts, kind of on the heels of Tenet being
There was
pulled.
another big news story other than Lando Calrissian. There was another God damn it. What was the other big story this week? Fuck. Nobody?
It's not on my paper. I don't believe it exists.
Nothing? Yeah, I guess, listen to me second guessing the news person.
I'm just
thought
saying.
there was another holy shit, this is happening? I guess not. I'm just making up shit. Go ahead, what do you
sure
got?
wish that was happening. Mulan has been pulled off the release schedule. It was supposed to open in August. Quiet Place Part 2 and Top Gun Maverick have both been shifted to next year.
That makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. We're all living a quiet place right now, so I don't know how fucking watching the movie is going to help.
Very much so. Also delayed are the next 4 Avatar films.
Again? Those are never coming out, it feels like. Feels like they delay those. Even without COVID, those always get delayed.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Avatar 2 features the New Mutants, so I think they're in lockstep. Until we see one, we
Those
can't
blue
see the
cat people are fighting the New Mutants.
Wolfsbane.
Buddy of yours works on Avatar? Buddy of mine works on Avatar too. Female buddy. She's one of the blue cat people.
Na'vi.
Yeah. On the first movie, she was Sigourney Weaver in a lot of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. And I remember she worked on it and she was telling us, I'm working with Jim Cameron. We're like, what the fuck? Doing what? That Avatar movie?
Blue
I was like,
Kittens?
what's it like? And she was trying to explain something that we hadn't, seen yet, or nor knew the technology for. And, I remember as she described it, she's like, we just walk around on this. There's no set whatsoever. It's just this gigantic green stage. And he kind of tells us what's going on and stuff. And I was like, what kind of movie is that going to fucking be? Cut to. Cha-ching.
Slam cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes out, I'm sure it's going to make the money. But I don't know if it's going to make all the money. I think the movie world's moved on to, superheroes and shit. But then again, could be post-COVID, people are like, I just want to feel like I did when I was a kid, and fucking I saw Avatar when I was a kid, so also by nostalgia, it probably earns a bunch of nostalgia bucks as well. I just want to feel normal. Avatar makes me feel normal.
That movie we saw once 10 years ago?
It makes me feel so normal.
I've been mystified by the ongoing cultural lack of footprint of Avatar.
Just doesn't, like, I'm not saying it doesn't resonate, because whenever it's on and I watch it, I'm like, right on, this movie fucking rocks. But like, nobody's still talking about it.
No, it was the number one film of all time for a decade, give or take. And it made $2.4 billion, which was previously to that impossible.
Right.
But I bet you, you couldn't find 5 people on the street who could tell you what any character's name was. Other than Jake Sully.
I believe there was Jake Sully and Fern Gully. Like, no, that's just where they got the story from. Oh, yeah, you're right.
But they keep, it's like they're trying to make Avatar happen, and it seems to work because there's a fucking...
Stop trying to make Avatar happen. He's like, I did it once.
But then they have a section
He's like, and now I'm going to do it 6 times in a
Disney
row.
World has an Avatar park, which apparently is gorgeous and lovely and wonderful.
I've been there. It's fantastic.
I've heard it's great.
And the fucking ride is mind-bendingly good.
Yeah.
If the movie is as good as that ride, they'll make a bunch of fucking money. The ride is crazy wonderful.
There was a Cirque du Soleil specifically about Avatar.
I guess, it's like, it's maybe just in our circle, it's like, oh yeah, Avatar. But maybe in the real world, people are like, fucking Avatar is my religion. I love them blue cats that fuck through their ponytails. It's fucking intense. No, Jake Sully. She was so good in that movie.
But hey, they're making them. They're coming out. I mean, the first Avatar 2 was supposed to be released.
You're so resigned. They're making them. They're coming out. Can't avoid these blue cats. Can't neuter them. Litters.
We're going to get one fucking every year, apparently, from December 2022. And then 2024 is when Avatar 3 is coming, every couple of years. I think they're switching avatars in Star Wars.
They're alternating?
They're alternating Decembers for space.
That's fine. So long as I get Marvel 4 times a year, I don't give a fuck what everybody else does.
Yeah. And so the Star Wars, there was another 3 movies that were supposed to be coming out. The one is set for December 16th, 2022.
Delayed
to 2023.
Delayed.
The next one was supposed to be 2026. These numbers are just fiction at this point. 2027, and the third one went from
They're assuming that we're going to have a world in 2027 still.
If pop culture has taught us anything, we will have tried to endure Judgment Day by then.
Yeah, no doubt.
Every apocalypse happens in like the mid to late 2020s.
That's when Skynet becomes self-aware. And it's just like, why haven't you let us see Tenet yet? And takes over and drops bombs.
Fire. The only winning move is not to play. Or release.
How come they haven't remade that fucking movie? It seems like it's an easy layup. Do war games.
Kinda, right?
Especially in this day and age.
Kids
can actually hack into government buildings and shit. Is that all the news?
That is pretty much all the news, my friend.
Fucking light week, I'll be honest with you. I'm not criticizing you. It's not your fault. But I just, for some reason, I thought Comic-Con week, we'd be like, just fucking jizzing news left and right. Arcing ropes of news.
I mean, I think that it's been affected by, it is not the event that it used to be, which is this is ground zero for pop culture. Everybody's here. We're going to use this event to create buzz for shit coming in the future.
Yeah.
It's not that anymore. Not this year, anyway. And also, nobody knows when they can get back to production. And there's a bunch of shit we just can't even they haven't finished shooting yet. And so everything's in limbo until we can start production again, until they can start releasing movies again, until they know what their schedules and their calendars are going to look like. And so it's this weird island of misfit news where it's here's some shit where had.
Everybody wants to be a dentist.
Yeah.
Thank you. It took a second, right?
Nice.
All right, give it up for Marc. He told you some fucking news stories right there.
Lando was the thing of the day.
Lando is the big news. I thought there was another fucking news story, man. But you know what? I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Ask the
Yeah, what did I miss?
comment section. Was there a fucking story that we didn't cover? Some geeky story? Meanwhile, come back to us.
Technically, you just asked the comment section. JC didn't have to do it.
Yes. Yeah, good point. Oh, my God.
JC, do me a favor.
That was fucking Inception right there. You know what I realized this week? COVID, of course, has affected a lot of businesses. Do you know who's really fucked? Caterers. Because your whole business is, this is food for 100 people that will be in a room and all touching the same fucking utensil. That world is gone.
Yeah.
So, like, every caterer in America just became a cook, right? Because when are we ever going to have mass meals again?
It's like, wow, I can cook for 200 people. Can I cook for 5?
Yeah. Fuck, man. That's nuts.
I know I was driving home from the drive-in the other day, and I passed by a house on the side of a road up by Topanga Canyon, and they just had like 3 or 4 limos in front of it. And I was like, oh, that's like a small limo company. The guy just owns a few limos, and he hires a bunch of drivers. Oh, but there's like, who's renting limos anymore?
Yeah.
Like the only people renting limos were always, I'm going to prom. There's no proms anymore. There's like no group weddings anymore in that way.
True.
He just got 4 giant fucking Lincoln Continentals in front of his house.
The flip side of that, the good news is, I bet you can rent a limo real cheap right now. You know what I'm saying? You could just be like, I've always wanted to drive around and fucking like for a weekend in a limo.
I mean, similarly, you could also cater your own house like a boss.
Hire a caterer.
I would like 9 chafing dishes full of penne vodka, please.
All right, so before we go into the Q&A portion of the evening, our movies pop-up continues.
Mm-hmm. Goldbelly, yeah?
But Goldbelly has taken us national, folks, nationwide. Do you want to eat a movies? You want a movies meal kit? You go to moviespodup.com right now, and you can have Goldbelly ship you a movies meal kit, and you make the movie meal right there at home, man. Fucking dope.
I'm a devotee of the Goldbelly.
You believe in that?
I believe in the Goldbelly.
You have people send you food in boxes and shit.
Hell yeah.
You're like, fuck you, I'll make it. I don't need any help. I'm self-sufficient. God damn it.
I didn't want like the kit. Just send me your frozen cheesesteaks from Philly, please, and I can heat them up like a boss.
So wait, there's one place that just does cheesesteaks?
Pat's King of Steaks in Philly will send you cheesesteaks with the whiz and with the onions.
What are they, frozen?
Yeah.
And then you just heat those fucking
Just heat them up in the oven.
Man, I don't eat that shit anymore, but I would love to.
You know what I did get?
A vegan version?
No.
Fuck!
Who does that? But
I know. Jerks.
I got bagels. I got New York fucking bagels.
From where?
There's these like 5 or 6 different like New York bagel places.
And what you got? Heat them up?
Not even. Like they just fucking show up. Like they
don't flash freeze those.
They don't flash freeze.
You don't have to if you put them in a package, like
seal them up nice.
End of day.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
the bagels from back east are better than the bagels from out here because they got the water. Water is different back east than it is here.
So
makes all the difference.
Utopia bagels from Queens, New York. Big fat ass bagels.
Huge bagels.
Yeah, baby.
There's a bagel joint in Red Bank, New Jersey called Bagel Station, and the bagels are as big as your fucking head. No lie. Maybe as big as a baby's head. Fucking huge.
Big as a human part. But yeah, when I first started dating my wife, she lived in Red Bank, and so I'd take the train down, and it's like Bagel Station. Yeah, Bagel Station.
That's right where the train
roll,
is.
Egg and cheese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they make the pork roll, egg and cheese too. Another thing I can't eat anymore.
Do they have vegan pork roll?
I don't know how they can't, because pork roll doesn't seem like real meat. So
no,
feels like you could fake it pretty easily. All right, we got. Did anyone say that we missed a story?
The only thing that I kept seeing was the Cosmic Book News story, which was Kathleen Kennedy's out and George Lucas is returning to Lucasfilm, which cosmic book news looks like comic book news, so people think it's true. I am sure that 76-year-old George Lucas is not returning to reboot episode 7, 8, and 9.
Likely
so
not.
we can, I think, just put that to rest.
The specious rumor department.
Yeah. But that was it.
I guess there's no other big story. Fuck, man. I'm going to be driving home and remember what it was and shit.
It's like, oh, that's right. Ridley Scott is making 10 Commandments
No,
again.
it's going to be like, oh, right, I got fired from Masters of the Universe. Should have said something.
Yeah, I have the exclusive. Turns out.
Turns out I spoke too much and revealed too much. I can't say anymore. I've seen some more shit and God damn it, we have a beautiful show. I'm telling you, the only frustrating thing about it is like having to wait a year for everyone else to see what I'm fucking seeing right now. It's fucking magic. All right, Q&A time, folks.
Yeah. What do we
Normally when we used to do the show back, in olden times, in the pre days.
When we wore onions on our belt, as was the style at the time.
Back when the true existed. We
I haven't gotten so desperate to watch that movie, though.
that's a fucking pretty good movie. You need 3 hours and change, though.
I remember I watched it the first time and was like, no.
I like it. Oh, it's such a good movie. All right. We used to do Q&A with the audience, and we'd give away gifts. Fuck, we'd always have tickets to give out to 4DX screenings. Remember those? The 4DX screenings where the fucking chair would practically blow you. Old Deacon would give us tickets and whatnot. It was such a good time.
Yeah, we'd have like PR swag that we get sent, and we'd just give it away because it's cluttering up our house. I've got a giant pile of shit that I can't get rid of because we don't have a crowd to bestow gifts upon.
Me too. Poor fucking Brett Deacon's drowning in 4DX tickets.
I know.
All over the fucking place. He can't get around his
He wears
fucking
them in his
apartment.
sneakers, like gambling
Lifts.
money. And he's now like 9 feet tall because he's got too many tickets.
He uses them to fuel his home in the summer. I don't know why he's running a fireplace, but he burns 40X tickets.
Bales of tickets on the. It's getting chilly, mother.
What? That's how he lights his stove. Well,
It's at $100 bills, just 40X tickets.
that's a long way of saying, like, boy, this used to be so much better when the people were in the room. But it's fun to do it with people at home. We can't hear your questions, but they are read to us by the monotone delivery of J.C. Riefenberg. Camera on J.C., please. J.C., who's our first caller?
All right, Ryan Marshall had a question.
All right, well, try to read it like Ryan Marshall. Don't read it like J.C. Create a character.
Let's imagine who Ryan Marshall is.
Yeah, really, do some fucking research on your character first. Think about the inner life of Ryan, and then hit me. Let's hear your best Ryan.
I imagine Ryan Marshall is a second-string quarterback for a police athletic league team.
You're one of them touchy-feely directors. It's like you're an antelope.
Okay.
I'm like the guy that's like, just say it like this. All right, he's got it. Ryan, it's no longer JC. We're about to hear directly from Ryan himself. Ready for acting? Go, JC.
Kevin and Mark.
Fuck. Go back to us. That just sounds like JC. There's no Ryan there.
He didn't even put a voice on it or nothing.
He just went kind of deep. He
Mark
went,
said he's like
hello.
a backup quarterback. Like, he doesn't have a nerdy voice.
That's a character. Give
yeah,
me
but
that.
that's not wrong. Okay, well, I'll
That's
go with your
interesting.
Ryan.
I'll watch
okay.
your
That's
show.
why he's the backup quarterback.
Yes. Yeah, they're like, how'd he get on the team? All right, let's hear that Ryan.
Here's Ryan Marshall.
Yes.
Hey, guys, what is your favorite past Comic-Con experience?
And now say, I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
Nice. Well done.
That's a good question.
What was my best
Favorite
Comic-Con experience? Tell you my least favorite, but I've told that story many, many times. Let's see. You got one, top of your head?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
This must have been 2015, 2016, perhaps. No, earlier than that, like 2013. I was at the Entertainment Weekly party, which is the big Saturday night la-di-da. I happened to be working for Entertainment Weekly, and that's the only way I got into that party. If you don't do that, and if you're not famous, that is not a party you can just roll up on. and I had moderated a panel early in the day with the women of Battlestar Galactica. And at the party, I got a little drunk. Not like crazy, sloppy, put me in a car, take me home drunk, but just like bold.
I'm Starbuck. Get him in a car.
Yeah. Time to go, sir. You are not Starbuck.
Where's the Daggett?
Yeah. And I remember having the most amazing conversation with Mary McDonnell.
Oh, the president.
The president. My president.
Yeah.
Mary McDonnell.
Yeah, truly.
And she listened to me like a person who cared about what I was saying. And I remember at the very tail end of it, I told her, it's like, hey, listen, I'm pretty sure it'll be cool with my wife if you want to come home and live with us.
How'd that go over?
She said, oh, you, bless your heart, which is, go fuck yourself.
Right.
But still.
At least you said live with us.
Yeah.
As opposed to through the drunkenness been like, come home with me and my wife and fuck with us. And then she's like, oh my God, this is Battlestar Galactica all over again. This is like getting attacked by the Cylons all over again.
But it came from this place of just pure adoration.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. She's a wonderful actress. She's a really nice human
Remember
being.
she was Stands with a Fist?
Yes.
In Dances with Wolves?
Totally.
Where she was like, he doesn't want you to. Remember she hadn't spoken English in so long. That was a good performance, man.
She's great.
She's so great.
She was the first lady Whitmore in Independence Day, which I just saw.
That's right. That's right, man.
What kind of dancer are you?
She's
ballet? Exotic.
A better president than a first lady, I would say.
I think you're right. They gave her more to do on Battlestar.
She's one of my favorite moments in that show where she's like, my father was a boxing fan, and that means I love boxing or something like that. Very true.
Unfinished business.
Is that the episode?
That's the episode.
It's a good episode where they do all the boxing and shit, and
so
they're all
great.
beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, because they can't say that they love each other, so they have to punch each other in the face a lot until the very end. Where
now I want to go home and watch that episode.
Yeah.
All right. So
that was my that's one of my favorite moments. Not the favorite, but one of my favorite moments.
I've told this before, so I'll tell this and then throw an addendum. I don't know what year it was, but Stan was still alive, and it was within the last decade. Me and Jason got to Comic-Con. You pull up into the back loading dock area and stuff, and just as we're getting out of our car, getting dropped off, Stan Lee is coming down the ramp to get into his car, and he's like, Kev! And he always, was always so sweet and wonderful, and to me when he saw me and shit. And Jason, he never remembered. So he's like, Kev! And Kev's little friend. And we sat there chit-chatting, and he's like, I said, you done for the day? He goes, yeah, I'm doing something else. I said, we're going up to do something right now. He goes, okay, I'll see you later on. And then he got in the car and took off, and Jay was like, man, don't you just want to go back in time and tell young us that one day we get to Comic-Con, the first person that greets us is fucking Stan Lee, and he has a conversation with us and remembers our name. And I was like, well, you remember my name. I don't know about yours. You're my little friend.
In point of fact.
That was a rather magical moment. Another magical moment was also all the good shit happens on the loading docks. Which sounds like, because that's where I troll for Big D. But
the YMCA.
I used to be a cigarette smoker. So you would go to loading dock smoke. They don't let you smoke anywhere near the place. So one time I was down there after they did the Iron Man panel, and Robert Downey Jr. and Favs and Gwyneth Paltrow and somebody else come off the elevator, like the big loading dock
Roadie
elevator.
version 1.
It might have been. Yeah, maybe it was Terrence Howard. But they come off the elevator, and I was sitting off to the side smoking, and Favreau saw me, and I nodded, and he nodded back, but he was holding court with his people. They just come off the stage. They just killed and shit. And so Robert Downey Jr. looked over and saw that interaction between us, and then he looks at me, and then he smokes right over, not smokes, but just comes right over. He goes, hey, I'm Robert. Excellent to meet you. I've never met you before. And I was like, hey, man, how are you? That blew my fucking mind. I've been watching that dude act since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? He was in Weird Science, for Christ's sakes, as one of the assholes. I used to watch him on SNL long before, he became fucking Robert Downey Jr. long before Iron Man. So that was like fucking. I was like, and that was before like the Marvel Universe broke fucking huge, man. So anyway, that was nice. And then the third one I think is like the year they gave me an Inkpot award. I really felt like, holy shit, like I'm part of this family. I'm a part of something, like, you know, and I have been here for 2 decades, and like that felt really fucking cool. I love the Comic-Con International folks. They're really great.
I do love that the Inkpot is always a surprise to the person who gets it.
I didn't even know. I didn't know it was historically a surprise. You got one the same year.
I got one the same year, but it's like it was a spotlight panel, I think, that they had on me, which I know plenty of people who have those panels, you know, and I don't know if they get Inkpots at the same time. And I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. Yeah, sure. Like, this is a good year for me. Like, I think Castle Rock was out that year.
Yeah.
And I was moderating the panel for it, and at a comic book, it was just like a good year. It's like, oh yeah, totally. And then they gave me a fucking Inkpot, and I'm crying like a baby, like just weeping.
Fucking means something to people like
Yeah.
us. We weren't born into this shit. Like, this is shit we dreamed about, and particularly from the other side of the goddamn country, to be involved with something like Comic-Con, to even just fucking go to Comic-Con once in your life. And then we started breathing rarefied air and drinking from fucking rarefied cups by being able to go so frequently that it's like, ugh, gotta drive down to Comic-Con. Something that, like, as children, we'd be like, I'll fucking kill my parents and yours to fucking get to Comic-Con and shit. So being handed that award was emotional. It's fucking, it's huge, man. It's like, you know, it's a tribe we always wanted to be a part of, and you know, we were long a part of it, because that's what's beautiful about that tribe. You just go to it, and you're a part of it. But then, like, one of the elders was like, you know, here's a mighty totem that says, you were here. You know, it's like if you look at the list of people that won, we're on that fucking list now for time immemorial. We'll be dead. And some kids in the future, God willing, will be looking through the list going, who are these people? And we'll be two
What's
of
an
them.
Inkpot?
Yeah. What's an Inkpot?
And then they'll learn. They're like, oh, these guys?
And they're like, maybe we should create a new version of Inkpot. You know, these are quasi-futuristic people.
Nice.
All right. That was beautiful. Well done, Ryan.
Yes.
All right, so this is Alex Sands, and
Al Sands? Al Sands? what?
Alex Sands.
Alex Sands.
But why don't we pretend that Alex is a lady?
Oh,
Because
fuck.
we get a lot of, right? Alex you could go both ways.
Let me
Right?
I mean, hopefully Alex does go both ways. That'd be so hot on a Friday night. But I'm just so intrigued that you're volunteering to do a woman's voice.
I can't do accents, so I was like, I have my voice, I have my nerd voice, and I could try to do a lady
You're
voice.
like, I would try to do British, but I do a better woman. All right, here we go, man.
I've got more
Hopefully
practice.
we don't lose our female audience, but go ahead.
I caught X-Men Last Stand the other day,
Wow.
and it reminded me how underrated the casting of Kelsey Grammer was.
You know how
as
some
Beast.
people are like, don't do the voice. Oh, I'll do the voice. Wow.
Mrs. Doubtfire. What are Kevin and Mark's most underrated castings
Underrated castings.
for comic book movies?
What was it, this person's? Alex?
Yeah.
Kelsey
Alex.
Grammer as Beast in...
Kelsey Grammer as Beast
Was underrated.
was underrated. Nobody
It's
talks about
definitely a good call. I always liked it, but you're right. I don't talk about it much because I don't want to be shunned in public. No, it's been a long time since he played Beast, but he was good. Underrated casting. Alan Cummings as
Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler. Look, I always loved Nightcrawler. He was a cool character, but that he was fucking adorable and sweet. And like he's like, the people, they just don't know. He made you like German people again. You know, which after World War II, let's be
Took some
honest,
time.
was a little hard. But fucking, he was like, I was in the Munich circus. He was so fun and lovely. And nobody talks about it anymore, man. They should give him a lot more roles, man. Yeah, him. I'm going to go with him. What about you? Also, while he's thinking, the guy who played Yinsen in Iron Man.
Oh, he's great.
It's amazing. And that movie is like, that moment in that movie is fundamentally like the birth of, not the Marvel Universe because Captain Marvel existed beforehand, right? But definitely the birth of Iron Man. Like that suit is just to escape until, like, oh, I'm going to choke up talking about it. That suit is just to get out of the cave until Jensen's dying and says, don't waste your life. And that changes everything. That suit goes from being a tank to get him out of there to his salvation for like almost 10 years. Oh, and that scene is fucking amazing, man. Oh, I'm getting emotional. Anyway, back to you.
I feel awful that I can't remember the character's name, but I remember the actor who played it. In Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies, Bill Nunn is playing
Robbie Reed.
Yes, I wanted to call him Ben Bradley, who
Yeah.
he was patterned after. But Bill
I think
Nunn
it's
is
Robbie Reed, isn't it?
He's an amazing actor, and he does so
From
much.
Do the
with
Right
so
Thing.
Little. Do the Right. He's Radio
Amongst
Raheem.
many, he's Radio Raheem himself.
But he does so much with so little in that movie, especially having to share scenes with J.K. Simmons' just
chewing
fucking like
every piece of scenery
to the rafters.
Yeah.
He's going. So I love him in that. I found myself, of all of the people in Aquaman, really taken by Dolph Lundgren as Mira's dad.
Yeah.
Just because it's fucking Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
And like,
He pulled it off too. It's like, oh, that's what happened to He-Man.
Totally.
He grew up and went underwater.
Like, and if there's going to be like one of the kings of Atlantis or whatever, he would be one of them.
It was good casting.
For sure. I wanted them to do a little bit more with Trask in X-Men, whichever one that was.
Yeah, but they brought
Days
him
of
back
Future
as
Past.
Gimli in
Yeah.
in Endgame or
Right.
Infinity War.
Yeah, as the giant.
But yeah, it would Bolivar Trask would have been more. It would have been fun to have more screen time. But that is actually a pretty good movie. That one, of all the X-Men movies, Days of Future Past.
Yeah,
fucking works.
it does. I'm trying to think if there's any others that.
Fucking show went dead, dude.
It really did.
Oh my god!
It's like
pass the ball back. We're dead.
Well, do you have any others?
No, I did my list already. Plus, I almost fucking cried.
It's like I'm just pulling
What the fuck?
keeping this shit together.
What more do you want from me?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Those are two great answers, man. You're welcome, Alex.
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 You're welcome, Alice.
And Alice.
Yeah.
And what would question number 3 be?
This is from Michael, and he was curious about what bands and songs would you assign to other Avengers? So Iron Man is AC/DC, and Thor is Led Zeppelin, the Immigrant Song. What would you give to the other Avengers?
Hawkeye is Billy Joel. No.
Bottle of red.
Let's see. Black Widow is Barracuda.
Ooh.
A little bit of heart. Man. Who else is there?
Or there's also the version where Black Widow is Meatloaf's I won't do that. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Yes. A little Jim Steinman.
A little Steinman. What do you think that is in that song? What won't you do?
Eat ass. I
was
would
feeling
do anything for love, but I won't eat ass. He would never have made it in 2019. 2020, he'd be just fine. I don't think anybody's eating ass in 2020. Everyone's afraid of the COVID. And that's where the COVID hides, kids, in the ass. That's a public service announcement from your good friends at Fat Man Beyond.
Yeah. I mean, don't wear a mask. Just wear a diaper.
Yeah, wear one of
Hide
them
in your
ass masks. Because when you fart, remember they fucking told us like 2 months ago, they're like, you could COVID fart. And we were like, what the fuck? 2020's taking our farts away? Thankfully, they didn't talk about that no more. All right.
All right, so Black Widow, you did Barracuda. I won't do that.
We got a Hulk. What do you give Hulk?
Oh, fuck. Part of me wants to do Big Bottom.
Crazy Train?
How much Ozzy you want?
Damn it. Well, is Ozzy in? He's not in yet.
He's Black Sabbath. Iron Man.
Yeah, but Iron Man is AC/DC. They never play Iron Man.
No.
Iron Man is
Sabbath.
played in the credits of the first Iron Man, but anytime Tony Stark shows up, it's always AC/DC.
Oh, right.
So,
Which seems so weird.
so if you've
But I
got
guess not on the nose. Thunderstruck.
Guardians of the Galaxy, well, they already do it. They've got all the themes. It's a mixtape.
It's a K-Tel classic.
Captain America. That's an important one. Who's Captain America? What's his song? Bruce Springsteen. Born. Well, I mean, it's not Born in the USA. It's kind of an anti-propaganda song, but still.
Neil Diamond.
American Pie. Don
We're
McLean.
coming to America.
There you go.
Today.
What's that song that they sing at fucking Sweet Caroline?
Blah, blah, blah. My Miss American Pie.
Yeah, Don McLean's got to be the fucking Captain America
A
theme.
Chevy to the levee.
No, it's got to be more badass than that. What's a fucking America? Fuck yeah.
It's that. It's Matt and Trey. America, fuck yeah.
What is the Hulk's theme song? It can be Crazy Train, but we could probably do better.
I want it to be sad.
Sad?
Rainbow Connection.
Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me, all of us under this spell.
We know.
Don't now I'll cry a second time.
probably
I love that song. Oh my God, that would totally be his theme song, wouldn't it? I think that's the most fuel we're gonna get out of that. It was a good question, but I don't think we're musically ready to think about it. We gave some good enough answers.
Some good enough
Based on that, we'll give him one more question.
All right. There
One
were
more
some good ones
question.
in the chat. Eye of the Tiger for Captain America. Hey Man, nice shot for Hawkeye.
No, Hawkeye would have to be. We're done with that question. Fucking move on to the next one.
I've done all I'm going to do.
Don't dare you.
No more.
Why,
Okay,
never.
last question. If you could bring back one single season of a show that is absolutely never coming back for one new season or a reboot, what show would you want to bring back?
I just want to clarify. I'm sticking with the one more season. Like, I don't want to reboot it. If it's a show that I love, I want
Just one more season.
Give me one more season, original cast, original writers, all of it. Just give me more of the same. Fuck. I mean,
Sopranos.
it's tempting to go like classic
Just to
HBO.
see what happens without Tony. Game of Thrones. Just to see what happens after that meeting.
Yeah, Bran.
Yeah, like hopefully the very next episode, somebody kills Bran and takes over. Somebody worthy of leading.
Yeah. But we need the stories. No! We need an effective leader who understands governance.
Yeah, we need a warrior. I'm sorry. I don't know what you are anymore.
I would like more Parks and Recreation. I
Oh.
would take another season of that.
No.
I'd take another season of Battlestar.
Up till a couple of years ago, I would have said, ooh, I would take another season of Roseanne. Things change.
Yeah. On a dime they turn.
Another Battlestar, that ended, though. What would they
did.
do for another season? It'd be like they got to Earth.
Welcome
That's all
to
I ever
Earth.
wanted. Welcome to Earth. Yeah, they meet fucking Will Smith. Boom.
That's what happens at the end of that next season.
We probably talked about it here, but I've been talking about, I think we did, but just since we're talking about it, remember online a couple weeks ago, they talked about, I read something online, a factoid, where the Simpsons creators, writers, people that run the show, Al Jean, Mike Rice, have had a break the glass plan in place for years on what the last episode would be in case, Fox or Disney or whoever was like, okay, you're
done.
finally done. And it is fucking brilliant.
Do we know what it is?
Yes. You want to know it?
Yeah.
The spoilers, in case you never wanted to know, fucking tune out. This is what I read. This is what they said.
Okay, shoot.
If the word came down, we're like, you're done. They've got the script already written. It's in a drawer. They just pull it out and goes in to get fucking animated and shit. This episode takes place on a day and then ends at nighttime. And the nighttime ending of the very last episode of The Simpsons is The Simpsons getting ready to go to the Christmas pageant in the very first episode of The Simpsons Christmas special.
Wow.
So it becomes one gigantic fucking loop. How awesome is that?
That's fucking
That means when
bonkers.
you get to the end, it doesn't ever fucking end, Mark. The Simpsons just happens over and over again. That's my idea of heaven. If that is heaven, I'll fucking happily die.
I would then like every show to do that.
Everybody should fucking tag up with the start, man. So you
Yeah.
could just like, and we're off.
That's brilliant.
That is brilliant. What a way to go out on.
Totally.
Cool piece of trivia like that, which I read online and I hope the fuck is true. And you know what? It's 2020. I'm going to choose to believe that it's true because I need some shit to cling to, man.
I'd also like one more season of The Nick. Did you ever watch The Nick?
I did not.
You should watch The Nick. You dig it the
I would
fucking
dig
most.
it?
Yeah. You dig it the most.
Is a Soderbergh joint, right?
It's, yeah, Soderbergh directed every episode.
What?
Yeah. All by
It's
his
got
own
Clive
team.
Owen.
Clive Owen, Andre Holland, who's amazing. But yeah, it's all set at a turn of the century, 1900s hospital in New York, the Knickerbocker. And it manages to do the thing that great fiction can do, which is find a way to be contemporary even if you're period. So even though it's literally 1900 in New York, it's about gender, it's about class, it's about race, it's about ethnicity, it's about science, it's about, cutting edge, it's about pain and drug use and all of these things. And it's gorgeous, and it's so well acted. And there's one episode, I want to say it's the penultimate episode of the first season, where there's a riot. There's a race riot in this hospital because Andre Holland plays a black doctor. And in 1900, there was not a ton of black doctors, let alone black surgeons. And there's a race riot. It's the most harrowing riot I've ever seen on film. And it's
You're more harrowing than the one in the Tulsa massacre? That's not a riot as much as
that's yeah
an attack.
An attack. But this is more personal. Like it's the perspective of that scene is so intimate and so close to the characters involved. It's just it's phenomenal.
You sold the ticket. I'm gonna go watch that shit.
But yeah, one more season of that I would love.
Good question.
Yeah, man.
That's the one to go out on.
Fuck yeah,
Never
good
mind
job.
these sing-songy questions and shit. Did you have a good time listening to two guys talk about same shit you could have talked about with your friends? We have as much insight into it as you do. We're so
Totally.
glad you chose to spend.
You could have gotten your own news.
Could do it, but why bother? Why search?
Let's do that for you.
Why Google when you've got Bernardin instead? Why Google when you can Mark? It
You
is
could ask Jeeves.
yes, our modern day Ask Jeeves. It is like all good things, time to end this motherfucker, man. We thank JC for letting us mount this show, if you will, at the Scum and Villainy Cantina, holding the crowds at bay. As soon as the show's done, 100 people pile into this bar. Remember those days?
Just sniffing COVID farts.
Oh, man, I can't wait. Don't forget, it's Comic-Con weekend, so you can watch Comic-Con events all weekend long online. Don't forget, if you're anywhere in these United States, go to moviespopup.com right now. Order yourself a Movies meal kit, man. You won't be sorry. I'm about to turn 50
I know.
very, very soon. What is the date today?
The 24th?
Yeah, it's the 24th.
So we'll do one more show of me at 49, and then I will be 50. Speaking of 49, speaking of one more show, rather, the show that we're doing this week is not on Friday. It will be on Thursday.
We'll do it next Thursday.
Is that correct?
Next Thursday, Fat Man Beyond. Next Friday, Scum and Villainy will be live all day. It's Harry Potter's 40th birthday on Friday. So we're
What do you
gonna
mean 40th?
So if Harry Potter
Was a real person.
and he was age 10 or whatever when the first book came out,
He'd be middle-aged.
He'd be turning 40 on Friday. So we're going to do an all-day live stream birthday party with
Can't this
members of the
motherfucker
cast.
be like, younger kiss, and then bring his age back down? If I'm him, I'm never not 25.
Is he? Wait, how did we get to 40?
Because he was born
He's-
40 years ago.
So
Not the
he's-
books aren't 40, the character
The
himself.
character, when the books came out in like 94, Harry Potter was 10, and it's been 30 years. Or that math isn't correct, but
Okay, I'll trust you.
Harry Potter is my age, so I'm turning 40 at the end of this year.
It all comes back to JC.
It really does.
He's like, Harry Potter's just like me. I live under the stairs, and I'm persecuted as well.
Jesus Christ, Reifenberg.
And one day, Jesus Christ, Reifenberg.
It's all about him.
JC Reifenberg. There it is, folks. Fuck, we've had a good time, man.
We have.
Comic-Con at home. Enjoy it this weekend.
Indeed.
We'll see you on Thursday. In the meantime, anything else? Any other housekeeping?
Man, I got nothing.
There it is. Sometimes that's it. That's all the news. We feel like we're forgetting a big story, though. Really.
Right. And then, like, we'll go home and we're like, oh, that's right.
Yeah. It was like fucking Baby Yoda's name is.
Baby Yoda got his own show.
Fuck. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. Thanks for listening to us chit-chat about the things that matter to us. There is no show without the guy standing over there. Give it up for Mr. Marc Bernardin, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thank you, sir. It is good to spend a diminished Comic-Con with you.
Yes. In a perfect world, we'd be in front of people at the American Comedy Club.
Yes, 200 screaming people, happy to be there, and then we'd vanish into the night of the Gaslamp District like heroes.
But now, instead, we will put on masks, hustle through the poop-ridden back alley, quickly get into our cars, and try to race the virus back to our house so we could get in the door before it gets in the door. Such a different
in the
world.
back door.
We're living in the back door. We're living because, as we know, but COVID, as we said, we're living in fucking Omega Man.
We really are.
We are Charlton Heston in, what was the other version?
I Am Legend.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Mary Tyler Moore, Omega Man. Should make it, and even I Am Legend's not a current reference.
No, that's 20 years old.
We are living in I Am Legend right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's less things going to, like, howl and kill you.
Well,
But
well, you haven't walked around downtown Los Angeles, my friend.
that's
A
true.
lot of yuppies. That's still a thing?
Dated references.
they came back from the 80s.
All of the yuppies in Omega Man are going to come and howl at you from the side of the street.
There's a version of Omega Man where all the zombies are really just yuppies and shit.
I mean, I think that's every version.
The remake in the 80s. There it is, folks. Thank you for hanging out with us, man. For Fat Man Beyond, I'm Kevin Smith.
I am Marc Bernardin.
Tune in on Thursday. Same fat time, same fat channel. Smodcast.com or
YouTube.com/Kevin Smith.
For the good of all Cree.